Who killed him? Why? And how did everything go so terribly wrong? These are the questions at the heart of Prime Video's 2026 murder mystery thriller, 56 Days. Based on the best-selling novel by Catherine Ryan Howard, the 8-episode series follows a dark, twisted tale of obsession, revenge, and secrets, wrapped in an erotic thriller that will keep you guessing until the very last moment. Starring Dove Cameron and Avan Jogia, the series delivers intense chemistry, shocking revelations, and morally ambiguous characters that blur the line between love and deceit. So let's dive in and unpack every twist, secret, and revelation in 56 days. The series opens with a chilling scene. An unknown intruder enters a modern Boston apartment filled with sleek furniture and abstract artwork. In the bathroom, a horrifying sight awaits: a body in a bathtub, decomposed to the point where only bones and half-melted flesh remain. The intruder snaps a few photos, sets off the alarm, and disappears. The alarm brings the Boston PD to the scene, where detectives Lee Reardon, Carla Souza, and Carl Connolly, Dorian Missick, arrive to investigate. From the first frame, we know two things: someone is dead, and the apartment and its owner hold the key to unraveling a twisted story. The story then jumps 56 days into the past. Ciara Wyse is introduced as a bright, ambitious young woman walking to work with a conspicuous NASA tote bag. She works in tech but comes from a small-town, financially struggling family. Oliver Kennedy, a wealthy architect, spots her at a supermarket. Their connection is instant. Oliver is drawn to Ciara's intelligence and her love of astronomy, while Ciara seems intrigued by his charm and sophistication. They grab coffee, exchange witty banter, and agree to meet for a proper date, setting the stage for a relationship that will become passionate, obsessive, and deadly. Oliver and Ciara's first date is at a trendy speakeasy. A minor lie from Oliver, he pretends to be a regular patron there, introduces subtle tension. Later, a mysterious phone call in the bathroom hints at hidden motives. But despite these small cracks, their chemistry explodes into an erotic, intense affair. They spend the first few episodes sleeping together in beds, cars, and alleyways, forming a relationship that's more transactional than romantic. Yet the show cleverly tells us both of them are hiding enormous secrets. Oliver is haunted by a murder from his past. Years earlier, he killed a boy and let his friend, Shane Martin, take the fall. The guilt has shaped his life. Ciara is actually Megan Martin, Shane's sister, on a mission of revenge. She orchestrated their meeting to confront Oliver, but as their relationship grows, so do her feelings for him. This dual deception drives the tension for the entire series. 56 Days constantly alternates between past and present. In the present, the detectives investigate the bathtub murder, following clues and facing dangers, including drug dealers and personal conflicts. In the past, we watch Ciara and Oliver's relationship develop from flirtation to obsession, trust to betrayal. Every revelation in the past reshapes how we interpret the present. Who can be trusted? What are the true stakes? As the series unfolds, we learn that Oliver's childhood friend Paul was killed, and the blame fell on Shane Martin, Megan's brother. This is the core of the psychological tension. Oliver has carried this secret for years, manipulated by his therapist, Dan Troxler. Dan exploited Oliver for decades, charging him tens of thousands for sessions while discouraging him from confessing. When Oliver finally breaks free, Dan threatens to expose everything unless he's paid millions. This sets the stage for the shocking climax. Ciara initially comes to Boston to make Oliver pay for his past sins, but as she witnesses his remorse, genuine feelings develop. When Dan Troxler becomes a threat, Ciara takes matters into her own hands. She strikes him fatally with a statue from Oliver's apartment. Together, Ciara and Oliver dispose of Dan's body in the bathtub, the same bathtub that will later shock the detectives. Detectives Lee and Carl dig into the case, but their personal entanglements complicate matters. Lee's connections to a local drug dealer put both of them at risk. Carl cleverly secures a necklace from the dealer as evidence. Lee requests to be removed from the case due to conflict of interest. Their replacements quickly pin the murder on the drug dealer, leaving Oliver and Ciara free from suspicion. In this series, nobody is entirely innocent, but everyone moves on, somehow. After disposing of Dan's body, Oliver and Ciara plan to leave Boston and start anew. Oliver, however, struggles with guilt and wants to clear his conscience by confessing to the police. He arrives at the Boston police station, but reconsiders. Ultimately, he reunites with Ciara. Together, they embark on a fresh start, leaving the past behind. By the final episode, everything comes to light. Ciara Wyse is revealed to be Megan Martin, the sister of Shane Martin, who was falsely imprisoned for a murder that Oliver committed years earlier. Oliver Kennedy is revealed to be Oliver St. Ledger, a wealthy young man haunted by a boy's death he caused but never confessed to, letting Shane take the fall. The two protagonists, who seemed like star-crossed lovers, were actually bound by a complicated web of revenge, guilt, and obsession. Their entire relationship was layered with deception, but also unexpected emotional complexity. The body in the bathtub, which drove the entire Boston PD investigation, is revealed to be Dan Troxler, Oliver's therapist and former career advisor. Dan had been manipulating Oliver for years, charging exorbitant fees and keeping him isolated to prevent him from confessing to the past crime. When Oliver finally fires him, Dan threatens to expose everything unless paid millions in hush money. Ciara/Megan intervenes. She kills Dan with a statue in a moment of quick, brutal justice. Together, Ciara and Oliver cover up Dan's death, leaving his body in the bathtub, the shocking scene that launched the investigation in the first episode. Detectives Lee Reardon, Carlos Souza, and Carl Connolly, Dorian Missick, are deeply involved in the investigation but face complications. Lee's past entanglement with a local drug dealer, Linus Finch, puts both detectives at risk. To protect themselves, Carl uses evidence strategically, while Lee removes herself from the case. When a new detective reviews the case, they misidentify the murderer, blaming Finch, leaving Oliver and Ciara free. Justice in this story is messy, but survival wins out. Even after disposing of Dan's body, Oliver wrestles with guilt. He briefly considers confessing at the Boston police station, hoping to atone for the decades-old crime and clear Shane's name. But when he steps inside the station, he hesitates. The weight of his past collides with the possibility of a new future. Ultimately, he chooses life with Ciara, leaving guilt behind and embracing the chance to start over. Megan reconnects with her family one last time. Her sister is upset at her sudden disappearance, but encourages her to seek happiness. Ciara sends a $2 million check to her mother, ensuring her family's financial stability and leaving her past life fully behind. This moment highlights that despite their morally ambiguous actions, Ciara and Oliver are trying to do some good in the world they leave behind. The series jumps at least a year into the future. Oliver and Ciara are on a remote, quiet beach, enjoying a life far away from Boston and the chaos they left behind. Oliver stands in the water, a visual metaphor for letting go of the past. Ciara holds their child, named after Shane Martin, linking their new life to the unresolved pain of the past and symbolizing forgiveness, growth, and legacy. In this final moment, the series shows that redemption and love can exist even for deeply flawed, morally complex people. It's a bittersweet ending. Justice isn't conventional, but closure, survival, and family triumph. Together, Ciara and Oliver dispose of Dan's body in the bathtub, the same one discovered at the beginning of the series. Detectives Lee and Carl continue to piece evidence together, but are forced to step back due to personal conflicts. The case is handed over to new investigators who wrongly blame a local criminal, Linus Finch. Oliver considers turning himself in, but ultimately decides to stay with Ciara, symbolizing the start of a new life together. Ciara is Megan Martin, Oliver is Oliver St. Ledger, and their relationship was originally driven by revenge. Oliver finally confronts his guilt over Paul's death, but chooses life with Ciara instead of surrendering to the law. Ciara reconciles briefly with her family, leaving them a $2 million check for financial security. The final scene leaps forward over a year. Oliver and Ciara are on a private beach, enjoying peace away from Boston. Oliver stands in the water, symbolizing letting go of the past. Ciara holds their child, named after Shane Martin, connecting the new life to past trauma. The series closes on a note of redemption, love, and survival, despite the morally ambiguous actions of the characters. In the end, 56 Days isn't just about murder, it's about the tangled web of secrets, obsession, and human vulnerability. From the gruesome bathtub to the quiet, sunlit beach, the series takes viewers on a journey from darkness to fragile, hard-won hope.